You mentioned playing offensive guard. It's like a dark, dirty place. Is that how you describe that?
I mean, it's, for Brady Minturn to play tackle. Tackle is very athletic. You got to block an open side 5, and sometimes you're on linebackers, whereas a guard, now it's double teams, and you're handling the inside part of twists, and it's a much more, I think, physically demanding position. And there's a lot of things that happen in there with the double teams, and you get help, and it's a credit to Brady that he made that transition so quickly and played so well. There's a senior that's not really played much guard, and then because of Scott Lewis getting hurt, we throw him in there and really did a great job.
How dark and dirty can it be, though? We can't discuss that.
No, it's a G-rated press conference, so
I thought so.
There's no 5-second delay, so we got to be careful.
There's been a couple new coaches in the MAC this year, and you've played 2 of them, beaten both. You guys exchange words like in the last we're talking about different experiences in the conference.
No, it's the reality of the profession is. We need to beat each other to be successful, and whether it's in recruiting or on the field, and a lot of times, twice a year we'll have league meetings that year with all the head coaches, and at that point you share things. How do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? But in the course of the season, we're just so driven and so focused, and you really have a one-track mind. And you certainly exchange pleasantries before the game, but it's really hard to be too genuine with someone that, and 5 minutes later, you really want to beat them. And I know they feel the same way. But all the guys I've met so far in the league. I mean, Coach Haywood down at Miami is a class guy, and we all have different challenges. And at some point we'll probably share those, but during the season really isn't the time to do it.
Granted, Akron's still on your mind, but just announced that the games at 2 and not 11. Kind of bummed out about that. Not having your 11 a.m. start.
It is what it is. So I think 11 o'clock a.m. games are tough, just because your day gets then started at 6 o'clock for a game. So I think I've always said I like the noons. Well, I did. I said I wouldn't mind 11, but if you look it up, I think I'm 1-0 all time in games before noon. So. But 2 o'clock works out. 2 o'clock's fine. It's good.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, but Patrick Nicely, how familiar are you with him when you got this job? How much film did you see of him, and how much contact did you have with him?
He had been committed here to the previous staff, and a lot when coaching staffs changes happen, the rest of the league kind of becomes vultures and tries to get your recruits. And he was a guy, as soon as Coach Brandon left, a lot of schools in the MAC tried to recruit, and we tried to keep his commitment here. But he, decided to change his mind and go to Akron. But he was very talented. We liked his film. We tried to keep his commitment here, and for whatever reasons, he chose to go to Akron. But he's a good player. He's going to be a very good quarterback there, over the next couple of years. So. We thought he was good in high school, and physically he's very talented. He has a great wrist, has good arm strength. He's athletic enough to make plays with his feet. He's what we thought he would be.
A Friday game. That play on Saturday afternoon is a big game up the road. And you guys have anything going on in the afternoon? You want to watch a little bit of it?
What are you talking about? So we're just. I think their kickoff is a little bit after ours. So you're talking about the. No. I live in the MAC world. I thought you were talking about the Toledo game or the Ohio Northern Illinois game the next day. So what happens in the Big Ten doesn't affect us at all. So I don't worry about it. When you say the big game, I'm thinking the Toledo game against Eastern or the Ohio Northern Illinois game. Those are the only big games I know of after our game.
Any say you don't care about it? I can watch it.
No, I won't watch it. I'll be here the next day watching. We'll be watching our game against Akron, and we'll start getting ready for Toledo. So it's that's one of the things that when you coach football, people think you're not capable of talking about anything else. So even when I'm out socially, people always say, "Hey, did you watch the Monday night game? Did you watch this game?" And no, most people on the street will know more about what's going on in the college football world than football coaches, just because we're so involved in our season and in the games that we play and the teams that we play. That the USC Oregon game or those games, I mean, if I have 5 minutes and they're on TV, will I watch it? Yes, but I certainly don't plan my schedule around it.
Coach, last game you went to Chris Bullock a little bit more of a running game. Can you talk about what he brought that game and whether or not we're going to maybe see a little bit more of him?
Well, Chris brings a physical presence. I mean, he's a bigger back than Willie. And in a situation late in the game that we have a lead and we're going to pound the ball between the tackles, Chris is certainly a good guy to do that. A lot of it with Chris is just dependent on his week-to-week practice. There's weeks that when Chris practices really well that we have a lot of confidence with him going into the game. And in the last 2 weeks, he's practiced better, so there's been more confidence putting him in. And he practiced well last week. And because of that, when the situation came up, we put him in without any hesitation, and he did a great job. So he just needs to continue to practice hard, and if he does that, he'll get more opportunities.
Anything else for Coach?
Oh, I got one more. You nervous at all for Freddie for Thursday's results?
Oh, I mean, just based on the year that he's had and the other people up for the award, it would be I would be shocked if he's not in the final three. I don't know how he could not be. So I would be, my assumption is I think it's going to happen, and it'll be nice when it's official, but it would be very disappointing with the year he's had. And you look at the other candidates, and you guys did a great job in the paper of going over that in detail. And when you look at that, you couldn't imagine him not being in the final group. So, but again, I thought you guys did a great job of saying who the final 10 are. The guy at Syracuse is eliminated here of the 9. I mean, he's clearly in the top 3 of that group, and in my estimation, the top 1.
Would agree with you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
I